Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by thelines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast, and we are looking at the third game of the night here on Tuesday in the NBA playoffs. Got the Lakers. They are hosting, once again, the Minnesota Timberwolves down 1-0. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We've got episodes up for the other couple episodes on the night as well. And continue to follow along as we're doing this for you guys all postseason, helping you out. Definitely want to make sure to subscribe as well to the link that's in the description of the video. Get that newsletter going because that's going to be coming into your inbox early this week on Thursday. For those of you who are subscribed, it's got everything you need. And the reason that's early this week is so we can get ahead of that NFL draft and get you guys the news that you do need to get all that stuff down for yourselves with the NFL draft. So check that out. Nate and I are also going to have a little bonus play in there for you. So that's only going to be in the newsletter, not in these episodes. But Nate, let's go ahead and jump right into that first look that you've got here for this Minnesota and LA game.
Yeah, and this is the game we want to watch tonight, right? The other two games can't hear us on their separate videos, but this should be a good one. And I think LeBron James to bounce back, 31.5 points and rebounds is a good look here. I mean, Minnesota just doesn't really give up assists, but there is definitely room for growth. I mean, both him and Luka had 8 potentials in game one, and only 3 actual assists for LeBron, only 1 for Luka, but basically, it's looking at shooting regression in both directions here. The Wolves are going to miss some shots, and that should lead to some rebounding opportunities, which did not occur in game one. And I think LeBron actually just the rebound straight up, if you're looking for one thing, is a great look here because Jackson Hayes played 8 minutes in game one. And so now we're going to see a lot of LeBron as a small ball 5, as just whether he's guarding Julius Randle on the perimeter or not, like he's going to pinch down and he's going to help and he's going to impact the game in all the different ways he can. And rebounding is going to be a big one for that here as they try to like press that advantage with their version of the death lineup with the LeBron at the 5 or whatever JJ does to adjust here. He just wasn't very aggressive in game one. I don't know what was going on. I think it's explainable to say like Austin Reeves might struggle in this matchup. And so it's going to be on LeBron and Luka. Keep the Lakers in this thing, but for only eight drives for LeBron, that's a very low total, especially in a playoff game. I think we will see him ramp up his usage and attack. His last 2 series after a loss, against the Warriors and Nuggets as they were ushered out of the playoffs, those ones, he's averaging 16 RA in a 6-game sample there. So again, do like the rebounds, consider the assists here. And I mean, the only matchup post trade with the Wolves, so I talk about shooting regression, 29% from 3 was Minnesota. And they were well over 40% in this game one. They were mostly open shots, which is an effort thing. But when they shot 29%, Brown had 17 rebounds, 11 were contested, and he had 22 chances. And Luka had a ton of opportunities as well. So just all you need is them to miss some shots and the rebounds should present themselves.
Yeah, for sure. This is the one game I didn't watch, but I definitely watched some clips back. And I mean, this isn't the Mavs, man. This isn't just like Luka versus the Wolves doing everything like last year. He's going to do a lot. I don't want to like diminish his role by any means, but like he's going to have a 1B a lot more. The way that this offense works and the lack of bigs is what it comes down to, right? And that's that pick on LeBron is the lack of bigs, a big part of it. And the fact that he's going to be out there with DFS, a lot more than he's out there with Jackson Hayes. Once again, if Jackson Hayes starts again, we see coaches do that in the playoffs even more than the regular season. Let me just start the pseudo starter and then just get the guy in who's going to be playing big minutes, a la Davion Mitchell and Alec Burks in Miami, that kind of stuff, right? So this is going to be the same situation for DFS being out there a lot more than Jackson Hayes, and LeBron is a lot more of almost the Jackson Hayes role in a way where it's like free safety and just like a lot more of his athleticism being the thing that they rely on. So I agree with you on that. I am going to take an over for Luka in this one. I'm going to keep it to the 3s, but like, bro, he's probably good for another 30 piece, right? I don't think we should be too worried about that for Luka. He has the chops here against Minnesota. In fact, like the first time he went under against Minnesota was in that game earlier this year. And most of the games he's played as he's gone under this year were when he was still in Dallas. And now I do think this is going to be, well, I don't think he needs to do everything. The 3s I love. And I don't know if I said that, so apologies. It's probably up on the screen. Shout out, Dan. Thank you. Over 3.5 3s there for him is the look, because like he's not going to have, I just don't know what he's going to do once he gets inside, right? The mid range wasn't even really there for him in this last game. If you looked at the way that they were taking, like most of his stuff, if you look at his shot chart in summation, is at the rim or from three. So that's really what I'm going to keep going with here for him. It's like floaters that are right next to the lane or right in the lane and near the rim, or the three. And the three ball is going to be something I think that he has to continue to rely on, because it's not coming from enough other places on the floor. That's a big reason for it, right? Like when he had DFS out there alongside the other 3-point shooters that he had in Dallas that helped carry them last season to the finals, it was a lot better. This year, it's like, I guess Gabe Vincent, like Reeves, yes, but Reeves not as much of a off the spot up as we've seen, especially in the playoffs now in the last couple playoffs seasons that he's had. So it's a lot more of like the need for the three that I like that to go to that. Plus, I like the plus money when I have him at least 9, if not 10 attempts once again in this game. And if he needs to shoot 40% from three with a lot of volume, I'm here for that. So I'm going to take him for 4 for the good look here.
Yeah, because apparently all he wants to do is call out Rudy Gobert on switches and then hit step backs over him, because that's what brings him the most joy. But yeah, I agree. Like 30 plus from Luka could be in your parlays. I mean, taking him to be the top scorer, because it's just, yeah, like I said, Reeves is going to have his trouble here in this matchup. LeBron, it is a tougher matchup scoring wise. Like he should defer to Luka, who the Wolves had literally, a lot of trouble stopping in the conference finals last year. But on the other side, they're facing an easier defense. So I do like the Wolves team total here, 102.5. For that matter, I mean, 210 for the game seems a little low. It's been bet down considerably. I know it was played at an 86 pace in game one. That lightly goes up a tick here. Probably not too much, but we are just talking about really ruthlessly efficient half-court offenses now that Ant Edwards seemed to have unlocked his alpha mode in the half-court. I mean, it's one game, so I won't get too ahead of myself, but 9 assists, 1 turnovers, creating all those open threes, just making the right decision is definitely a sign of growth. And that's the thing, is last series against Dallas, he really struggled with that, right? They were able to confuse him, get him into bad decision-making spots, a lot against Denver as well, too. But the Wolves still went over over this total in every game against Dallas, and they've gone over in every playoff game that wasn't against Denver, their rival, their division opponent that has a ton of familiarity in basically the iteration of this team. So 103 is not a ton of points here for a Wolves team that actually, I believe, had a 119 offensive rating like over the last month of the season. Like they were actually cooking on offense, and Finch has some options now with Dante and Randall to provide some spacing. They're not just relying on Jaden McDaniels corner threes, which did fall in game one here. But I mean, remember when the Lakers defense also just kind of like the bottom fell out for a minute in the middle of March in an 8-game stretch when they allowed 120 a game? We're the 7th worst field goal percentage at the rim and on threes. I mean, that could be a sign of more to come, especially when you remove Jackson Hayes. He missed like 3 or 4 games too, and they were just like, oh, we can't stop anybody. So if he's going to only play 8 minutes, it's going to be easier sledding for the Wolves. On the other side, I think the Lakers get to the free throw line a lot, and I do think we get over here probably for the entire game.
I remember. I remember that. I think that was a better representation of what this team is, man. Look, like the Lakers were minus 190. How? Like, and people were like coming into the series going like, well, the Wolves are going to like do what they can to hang around. I'm not saying they're going to run away with this series. I'm just saying like this thing is way closer to 50-50 than minus 190 for LA. That's really my only point, because when you don't have a true center, you don't even really have a power forward, man. Like Rui was guarded by Mike Conley for a lot of that game. That's what they think of his ability to go down low. Like, no disrespect to the vet, but that's a huge part of this. It's just a massive team of giants. They didn't even need Rudy, right? They had Nas out there for 30 minutes who was like a plus 16 or whatever. So like there's options on that squad, and we might be forgetting a little bit about this stuff. But last thing I'll say there is Ant Edwards. We were kind of also forgetting that he is like out there capable of being like a top 5 shooter. not a top 5 scorer, Nate, like a top 5 shooter, right? He's at like 11 threes a game this season, and he's at like nearly 40. He has not lost any efficiency on his threes, and people were mad that they're watching a dude who built like Tarzan, who's, you know, capable of jumping to the top of the backboard, and they're frustrated he's shooting threes. And I'm sitting here going like, why? They're worth more than 2, and he's super, super good at them. So that's opened up this offense a ton. It hasn't hurt them when guys like DDV are not hot, or, you know, the other shooter that I'm now forgetting, but it's Nah, I guess was who I was thinking of. It doesn't matter when guys like Nah and DDV aren't hot. Like they've got other ways of scoring. They've got one of the best shooters in addition to players in Edwards in the league. So love their offense to continue to just dominate. I cannot believe that you can get that team total for them that low, but let me go to JMD, the aforementioned Jaden McDaniels. I'm going to take him on the boards. This kind of goes against some of the logic, but you can get over 5.5 here. And the logic that I normally use on a guy like JMD, who's just, you know, glued to Luka Doncic. That's his role, is every time he plays Luka Doncic, whatever team Luka Doncic is on. And so he's going to be out there for the amount of minutes he needs to be to guard him. And that's how he just ends up with so many rebound chances. So usually the logic I use is like, oh, if you're guarding Luka out on the 3-point line, well, then you're not going to really be in position to get rebounds. But this man is also getting, I mean, Luka's driving into the lane. Like I said, he's either getting his shots within 5 to 10 to 6 feet, or he's like shooting those threes, those step backs, leaning back that he likes to do. So for JMD, especially when he does contest that 3, if it is a long 3, he got 2 of those boards standing above the free throw line. I checked the rebound chart for him. 2 of the boards above the free throw line. I love to see that, because that does tell me that like if it's a Luka 3 or he's guarding Luka and somebody else is taking a 3, he's still in position for those rebound chances. And if he gets 10 and I get the look that I get here at 5.5 for him, 10 rebound chances, I should say, I'm still okay with this for the return that I get for making that play, right? It is essentially where I'm at with it. So if you look at the history now, it defies everything. Like I said, my logic of taking a guy who's standing that far away from the basket, go under on his boards, his chances and continued ability to get these boards against Luka-led teams, not just the 2 games he's now played against Luka while he's been on the Lakers. He's good for, by the way, soaring over the boards, like 8 and 9 of them, right? And then you look at the other games against Dallas on the season, also good rebounding numbers. So just going to keep going with it. Like I said, don't have that strong reasoning other than he's still able to get close to the basket defending Luka, and he's in position for 3-point rebounds on the defensive side. So love him to be able to keep getting this for the good look here.
Yeah, I wonder what his threes are at though. Like I do think that like it's just a matchup thing where you're definitely bucking like the game log here, because looking at the last 3 of that Western Conference Finals, 1 and 1 rebound, because he's just guarding Luka Doncic. He's in jail, whatever. And then on the other side though, he is still able to hit threes because Dallas pitches down, gives up corner threes, and the Lakers gave up like 30 open threes in game 1 there. So not a huge shock that he shot as well as he did Jaden. So, I mean, however you want to play it, I mean, he's going to be out there for heavy minutes as the primary defender. And I think, yeah, he's doing a better job of making Luka work, I think, this go around at least.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think, like you said, at least we have a good game on Tuesday night if the others don't bring it the way we don't necessarily expect them to. But that is all the time we have for you in this one. Make sure you are subscribed to that channel and check out the description of the video for the link to that newsletter coming out on Thursday this week. Until we see you next, happy betting.